Hi guys, and welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. Now, today's reading, we'll be doing the February monthly reading. So the general reading for the month of February 2018 for all of the signs. For the main reading, which will be a 10-card Celtic cross spread, I will use the Crystal Visions Tarot deck. And I will pull two additional cards, oracle cards, just to enhance our reading. One will be from the Soulful Woman oracle card deck, and the other one is from the Ask Your Guides oracle card deck. Okay, as a reminder, please, in addition to watching your sun sign video, take a look at your moon sign and your rising sign video. That way, you'll have a really, a more or broader overview of what is in store for you during the month. Sometimes the messages in one will resonate more than the other. So, and obviously, as I always say, these are general readings, so please do keep that in mind. The messages may or may not resonate. The only way for you to get a truly personalized reading focusing on you and what is going on in your life right now would be to get a private reading from me. And if you're interested, you can do that by checking out my website, changingphasestarot.weebly.com. There you'll find all of the services I offer as well as pricing, or you could send me an email at changingphasestarot@gmail.com. All right, so I think that's it for the introduction. I will stop for now and see you in 1 second for your readings. Hi there, Taurus. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. Right, let's get into your reading. As you can see, I've already positioned the cards here, right? I've already shuffled off camera and pulled the cards for your reading. I will hold them up so you can see them, and then I'll get into all of the messages for the month of February 2018. So the card that was at the bottom of the deck, your overall energy for the month of February. Beautiful card. You have the Ace of Wands. Okay. Going through the reading, we have at the center, card number 20, Judgment. And Judgment is crossed by the Eight of Wands. The foundation of your reading, we have the Two of Pentacles. In the past position, we have the Six of Cups. Crowning your reading, we have the Two of Swords. Sorry for the glare. Coming up in the future position, we have the Four of Swords. You in the reading appear as Major Arcana number 6, the Lovers. How others are viewing you, the Nine of Pentacles. Your hopes and fears, the Nine of Swords. And the outbound energy for the month, High Priestess. Okay, that's Major Arcana number 2. And I'll get to the additional oracle cards after I go through the reading. Okay, so starting off with the Ace of Swords as the overall energy for the month. Sorry, Ace of Wands, not Ace of Swords. The Ace of Wands, again, show you the card. This is beautiful fire energy, right? This is Wands energy. Aces in the tarot are all about new beginnings. Okay, they are about divinely guided new beginnings as well, right? And the suit of Wands itself is a suit that goes with it's creativity, creative projects. It's the day-to-day activities that we do. So, the work that we do each day, our passion, our drive, our determination to do the work that we do every day. But it also has a lot to do with, ambition and courage, determination. And with the Ace, like I said, it's a yes card, right? And usually in the traditional tarot deck, there's, we see, this divine hand sort of extending out of the universe, really offering us something, this divinely or this blessed new opportunity. So this could be a new creative opportunity, new creative venture. could be just, it could be a new job offer as well. It could be something that comes in, that's new, that brings you great excitement or you're very enthusiastic about. Um, it also could be something that's encouraging you to move forward, with a project or move forward with something towards maybe a goal, or move forward with some type of new creative endeavor or work endeavor that you've been wanting to do. So it's all about, moving forward with enthusiasm and trusting and knowing that this new thing is divinely guided. So that is the energy for the entire month for you, which is great. Now, we'll see how it ties in with everything else here. At the center, we have the Judgment card. So Major Arcana, the Judgment, speaks of, this is a significant card, right? This is very powerful energy. It has to do with, can be sort of a judgment call, like a decision that has to be made. It can have to do with, it has to do with sort of rebirth, right? Leaving something behind, leaving the past behind, and moving forward. So there's another sort of forward movement card with this Judgment card, but it's usually about, new things coming in, which again, with the Ace of Wands there, it looks as though it's coming in quite quickly. So maybe this new creative project or this new job or whatever this new thing is comes in quite quickly, because crossing this Judgment card is the Eight of Wands, which is more fire energy, right? More Wands energy, and it has to do with quickness, right? It has to do with, usually we think of it as, quick messages coming in, right? This can be sort of back and forth messages. This can be kind of online, sending, emails to each other or texting back and forth. It's that type of, receiving news, but usually quite quickly, right? Could be needing to take quick, decisive action on something. This could also be reaching some type of goal. So with this Ace of Wands, this could be you, reaching some goal, getting the job offer, and you can see here that in this deck, it's represented by these 8 unicorns stampeding down this mountainside. And so it's a very, powerful, determined, sort of unstoppable energy. But this is, very interesting. This is at the center of the reading. And again, with this Ace of Wands as the overall energy, it could be, for some of you watching this video of Taurus, this could be something brand new coming in the form of a job or creative project or business, venture, endeavor, that comes in quite quickly, and that, you're called to make a decision and you're called to sort of move quite quickly on it, take decisive action. Now, we have it in the foundation, actually. In the foundation, we have the Two of Pentacles, and sort of mirroring it here in your crowning energy, we have the Two of Swords. So Two of Pentacles, Two of Swords, starting with the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles has to do with what's Pentacles, which is earth energy, right? So your own energy, you're an earth sign. It deals with juggling, and sort of, and this can be in many different areas of your life. Typically, the suit of coins or pentacles has to do with material things, so material possessions. The work that we do, the money that we earn from the work we do, the possessions that we are able to accrue with that money, our homes, our families, education. When the Two of Pentacles comes in, usually it speaks of some type of juggling, right? Or you needing to juggle. This could be actually juggling your finances, right? And if this is a new job or you've been looking at a new job, this, could be because it's been very difficult to make ends meet. You literally have been juggling your finances in order to pay your bills and keep your head above water. This could be you juggling different areas of your life, such as career with your home life, your work with family, that type of energy. But it's usually about, balance. So something to do with balance. Now, what you're leaving behind, or the energy in the past position, you have the Six of Cups. Cups energy has to do with, or the suit of Cups has to do with our feelings, our emotion, has to do with intuition. It has to do with, in this case, the Six of Cups. usually we think of it as something to do with either our childhood or people from our childhood or people from our past. It's a card that speaks of nostalgia, childhood memories, thinking back on good times from the past. Sometimes it can be kind of like a little negative in that we need to be careful not to look back on things with, sort of rose-tinted glasses, like seeing things for really more or better than what they actually were in the past, that type of energy. But in general, it's a card that speaks of, a happy past, childhood memories, people from your past, thinking back to when you were a child. This could, since it's appearing in the past position, this could be something that happened, during the month of January. This could be something that, even going back into sort of the end of last year. It's a card that does speak of, past places, people from the past. It could be people, actual sort of past life connections. Sometimes this card, it speaks of kind of karmic connections, past life connections with other people. It could be you, thinking back to when you were a child and those sort of good times from when you were younger. But you see how the woman on the card, she's looking back, but at the same time, she knows that she needs to move forward, so there's this movement, this sort of forward movement here. So maybe, with this in the past position, this has brought you to, kind of where we are now and these new opportunities and needing to leave things behind. But it seems as though what's on your mind with this Two of Swords card here is, that there's a decision that needs to be made, but it's, either you're unwilling for some reason to make the decision, or you feel as though you're, unable to, incapable of making that decision, because the Suit of Swords itself speaks of, it's our thoughts, it's things that go around and around in our minds, it's cerebral energy, right? So our thoughts, it's how we communicate, right? It has to do with communication, communicating with others. But the Two of Swords, usually we think of it as kind of sometimes it's referred to as the impasse card or the stalemate card, because it's, you see how the woman, she has her arms crossed, the swords across her chest in a very defensive type of stance. And, she's also blindfolded. So sometimes this is when, you are, for whatever reason, refusing to see a particular problem at hand, or when you are kind of being unwilling to, or you're trying to avoid making a decision, right? Or being unwilling to make a decision. We have the two ravens flying around her here, right? In sort of opposite directions, kind of symbolizing, again, the two, right? This choice and two different paths. This could have to do with, leaving behind something and moving into this new career here, but there's something that, possibly you're not making a decision, or you're being unwilling to make a decision on. And what comes up in the future position is, more swords energy, but it's the Four of Swords, which speaks of rest, right? It's interesting because the card that came out, and I'm kind of jumping ahead, but one of the oracle cards that came out for you is actually called Rest. It's called Holy Spirit Rest. And I'll show you the other one. The other oracle card that came out is Asking Opens a Pathway. So, with this Four of Swords, usually what it speaks of is rest after a battle. It's, taking time out to rest and recuperate, both mentally and physically, and emotionally, before moving ahead, before kind of figuring out, what the next steps are. So withdrawing, taking time out for yourself, withdrawing, taking a step back from the situation, in order to make a decision, right? In order to kind of take that next step and move ahead. But there's this period of sort of reflection, and taking time for yourself to decide what the best thing is for you to do. Now we have another decision / soulmate kind of karmic card as you, right? You appear as the Lovers. And the Lovers, this is a major arcana card. And it speaks of, a soulmate connection, that very deep soul, that very, heartfelt connection with another person. Many times it can be, a soulmate. Doesn't always have to be romantic in nature. It can be, friendship. It can be in the form of a partnership as well. But it's a very sort of it's very empathic and a very strong, deep, friendship or romantic connection with another person. Sometimes you see on this card they're actually shown. We have the two doves, and they're actually being sort of bound together here, almost like in a wedding ceremony. For a few of you, this could actually be, there might be a wedding. You might be getting engaged or getting married around this time. Only for a few of you, I would say, but there could also be a choice or a decision. And especially with this, Two of Swords card and the leaving something behind and taking time out. This could be you kind of really weighing things up and trying to figure out, what the best next step is for you. Now, how others are viewing you, what you have here in your environment, is the Nine of Pentacles, which is great. It's a great card to have. It's a very stable, very solid card. Again, more Pentacles energy here, more, material wealth, material success, material financial stability, right? This Nine of Pentacles, usually we think of it as it's kind of the self, the self-assured, somebody who's very, very resourceful and very self-sufficient, right? You see the woman, she's looking very comfortable here in this beautiful setting. She has, this tiger sitting next to her. She has this beautiful peacock, all of the pentacles surrounding her in this lush garden. So, she is really kind of built for herself, the life that she wanted, that she's always kind of envisioned for herself. And she's feeling very content. She's feeling very, self-assured, very financially stable and secure. So this is how others are viewing you. So it's interesting, even though there seems to be this sort of a little bit, of unstable energy in the sense that you might be a little unsure, in taking these next steps and moving forward. You're retreating, sort of thinking about it, more choices here. Others are viewing you as being very, very sure of yourself, very, very comfortable in your surroundings and very self-reliant here. Now, your fears, or what you have in your hopes and fears, and I would say this is a fear, but it's only a fear. It's only in your mind. It's a Nine of Swords card. Now, oftentimes this card is referred to as the nightmare. I'm sorry, the nightmare card. I was just thinking it was the Ten of Swords, but no, it's just because in this deck it's she's not sitting up in bed. In the traditional tarot, the man is, he's sitting up in his bed. He's being kept up at night, by the thoughts that are going around and around in his mind. Well, the lady here, she's, again, similar to this Four of Swords, similar to, in this deck, the Swords card, she's very much sort of out in the cold here. And you can see that she has these, 8 swords behind her, one on the ground. And again, it's this feeling or thinking that she's entrapped, or feeling that she doesn't know which way to go, or feeling scared that, possibly she's not making the right decision, or maybe she won't make the right decision. But again, this is it's only in her mind, right? So yes, this card, she seems as though she's sort of paralyzed here, right? She's laying, she's on the ground, kind of paralyzed by fear, and doubt, and not really knowing which way to go. But really, all she has to do is just, pick up the sword and move on, and that would get her to the Ten of Swords, which, yes, it's a very difficult card, but it's also tens are ending. So, and this is only a fear. So I would say, in taking this time out, reflecting on whatever this decision might be, because there are quite a few cards that speak of sort of new things, possibly new paths, leaving things behind in the past and moving forward. It's important not to allow yourself to sort of fall into this, self-doubt, kind of despair. But this is only, it's mental energy. So, you can get out of this. This is just thoughts going round and around in your mind. And what you have is the outbound energy is the High Priestess. Okay, and this is a very powerful card, right? She is Major Arcana, and she relies on her intuition, right? She is she kind of, she borders, or she's there between, the divine realms and here. So yes, she comes in, she brings a sort of sense of calm into our lives, right? She helps us to find meanings, possibly when we are confused or when we feel, we're not sure which way to go. She comes in and, through this connection with the hidden realms, by, and by us using our intuition and sort of tapping into this knowledge, right? Listening to this wisdom that comes from, that sort of deep inner knowing. She really comes in and sort of gives us that guidance and sort of, allows us or moves us along. So she's a very powerful, card to have as the outbound energy. So this might be, but at the end of, more towards the end of the month, you really relying on your intuition, with regards to whatever this new thing is, or this new opportunity, or this decision. So do pay attention to that. This could be in the form of, signs, synchronicities, dreams. Pay attention to your dreams, or closer to the end of the month as well. Maybe, something will come through. There might be some type of answer coming through in your dreams. Repeating numbers, many signs, things like that. They come through, and repeating numbers, or the same song coming on all the time on the radio, things like that. So pay attention to that, because you might receive, something that's going to help you get out of this nine, or not get into, but definitely get out of this Nine of Swords mentality, and make, whatever this decision is, and move forward. Now, the two cards that I showed you, the extra oracle card advice for the month, we have from the Ask Your Guides deck. Here we have Rest and Holy Spirit, and this is card number 24. And for these two cards, I like to read the whole meaning for the card from the guidebook. So this card says, our culturally perverse notion that doing is the correct use of time, and that doing nothing is a complete waste of time, has indeed made us a sick society. Your overwhelming desire to back off from this whirlwind of activity and take a break, even throw in the towel altogether, isn't crazy or unrealistic. It's a direct summons from the Holy Spirit to withdraw your attention from the outer world and reconnect with your soul. Your life is not to be frittered away in the meaningless and unexamined activity. You come in with a purpose and specific soul intentions that are being neglected. They're now knocking at the door of your intention, reminding you that you have commitments to keep. If you don't heed this call and begin to self-examine, you may even enter a dark night of the soul, a time where nothing feels meaningful. Listen to the Holy Spirit and open your heart to its direction. Take lots of time to be alone and get in touch with your soul. Write in a journal, seek counseling, allow yourself to be in direct contact with the guiding wisdom of the Holy Spirit on a daily basis. Withdrawing from the world, whether through contemplation, meditation, or even a sabbatical, is the most powerful way to use your time right now. You're being guided in your quiet moments. The message is make time for yourself, which is interesting because that really ties in with this Four of Swords card, which is, I was saying it's about taking time, withdrawing from the world to help get you out of that negative thinking, right? And tuning in. I mean, here it talks of Holy Spirit, but, obviously, whatever that means to you, speaking to, your higher self, the higher power, the universe, spirit, whatever that means, to you. But definitely, I think that you are being guided to do that, and it will, definitely help with whatever this moving forward or decision is. Now, the other card, Asking Opens a Pathway, that's card number 14 from the Soulful Woman deck, and it says, whenever I don't know what to do, I turn within and ask for guidance and answers. Then they come, sometimes slowly, sometimes quickly, a knowing, a sense, an image, a name, a next step, a possible pathway. I'm discovering that answers come to me when I ask for them, and when I give myself enough time and space to listen for them and to receive them. I know that it is essential to ask for guidance with the expectation that I will receive it. I wait calmly and quietly for fresh insights and ideas to flow towards me. Asking gives me a sense of positive expectation and opens me to a world of possibility. I am learning to ask wiser questions all the time. Asking opens the door to new information and fresh energy and to the unexpected. So that's interesting. Again, this card, I think it, very much ties in with the High Priestess card, right? This asking, this inner knowing, this asking opens a pathway. Listen to those messages as you look for, whatever this answer is to help you move forward. It's definitely, those are the two sort of big messages coming through, I think, for the reading, is to take this time out and also to, tune in, meditate, look for that inner guidance, right? Ask your spirit guides, ask for some type of sign to help you, as you move forward. And as you make this decision. So interesting messages, good things, definitely new things, new paths, are on the horizon for you, but there's some soul searching and, needing to listen to that inner voice, right? That inner knowing in order to figure out what the best next step is. So I do hope that the messages have helped you in some way. I thank you once again for joining me for your reading. I look forward to reading for you again soon. And just know that I'm sending you all much peace, love, and light for a wonderful month of February. Bye for now.